Hello everybody and welcome to my Ascension Messages. My name is Bobby Richardson and I'll be your guide for today. Today we've got a totally different layout, as you can see. Usually I'm face on, but I decided to do the cards because we're doing cards, tarot cards. I decided to do the cards instead and see what that looks like. Let me know anyway what you feel. So today's message is going to be, well, today's tarot reading is going to be, these tarot readings are going to be about big questions that we're not afraid to ask anymore, right? So this question is asking about those who follow the control path and those that create their own path. And I'm going to go down this line of questioning. What will happen next? How difficult will the journey be? And are there any surprises? And what does the future hold for each of those? So we'll start off with those that follow the control path. And I'll use my Osho deck to begin with. I did actually pull the book out, but it's over the other side of the table. That was really clever of me, wasn't it? But we will just get into this vibe. Let's get into the vibe first anyway. Hey, Jamie in the chat bar. So I have to kind of lean forward to be able to read who's in the chat bar now because my computer is further away. And I'm also halfway through a cup of tea. So sorry, guys. So go and get a cup of tea and join me with this one. Those that follow the control path, what will happen next? Those that follow the controlled path. What will happen next? So I do believe that humanity has been split up into two different dynamics, and one will be those that are following the control path, what's happened in the past and all that sort of stuff. And then there's those that learn to create their own reality. But it's not to say that each doesn't have their blessings and each doesn't have their, their problems as they go along their journeys. So let's see what happens. What will happen next for those that are following the control path, please? The control path, the control path. Let's see if we get any jumpers. Those that are following the control path. This one. Let's put that aside over here. Those that are following the control path, please give me a story of what's going to happen next for them. Please give me the story of what's going to happen next. Please give me the story of what's going to happen next for those that are following the control path. Okay, so we've got 3 cards that I wanted to pop out. Put the Osho deck aside. So we have celebrations first. So there's going to be some celebrations for them. Then we have aloneness, and then we have postponement. So let's look at the celebrations card first and feel into it. Okay. So those that are following the control path, they're going to feel like they're winning. They're going to feel like something really good is going to happen for them. And they're going to feel like celebrating. So it's a win for those, as if someone, if they're going to be controlled by anyone anyway, it's almost like the controllers will give them what they probably feel they deserve, or they feel they want, or they feel they are justified in getting, and then be like a celebration. Because they are under that guise of relying on other people, it's going to be a celebration of that, of what they are given by somebody else. But then that will quickly turn into a feeling of being almost abandoned. So this is how, the feeling of being a victim and that sort of thing can happen. And that was coupled with postponement. So postponement is a card of seeing what they really want and desire, but not really feeling like they can move towards it. They feel stuck. There's a definite feeling of feeling stuck here. Yet in this card, they're highlighting this rainbow effect around the heart area. It's like what's going to happen, the celebration that they're celebrating and then turning quickly into feeling alone and abandoned might be igniting their heart center here, where the colors are coming through their heart. And so if you look through this window, that's what they really truly desire. But, you know, to be able to go through into this place of where the heart's desiring, we have to go in, do the inner journey. But whether they, you know, this is the ones that are being controlled. So I doubt if they carry on being controlled, we'll see what happens anyway. So we're going to put these cards down here. And then we will go into the next question. How difficult will their journey be? How difficult will their journey be? Might get another pack here. I got this new pack. It's an actual tarot pack. And it is called the Acrturians. So just in case anyone wants to purchase that. How difficult will their journey be? Sorry, I'm just getting another message here from all these there's like these leaves and flowers falling on the celebrations card, and it's almost like a swift movement. Something like the wind brings in a new change for them, a swift movement. I don't know why, but I had to bring that up. Maybe it's got something to do with what's coming. How difficult will their journey be? Hey, JP. Hey, Vanda and Joe and Liz. Good to see you guys in the chat bar. How difficult will their journey be, please? Let's hear their story and how difficult their journey will be. I'll just shuffle these a few more times and see if there's any jumpers coming out. Actually, they're really, really slippery, these cards. So if a big bunch just falls out like that, I can't really take it because they're just very slippery. They all slip out together. So let's get a little bit. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't even notice that one was flipped over, so we'll take that. How difficult will their journey be, please? Okay, we've got a couple here. Oh my gosh. Wow. I'm not surprised though. So we have very difficult. Sorry to say. So we have the 10 of Swords coming out, and it's like being on the precipice of the end of something that's just hurt. One sword after another is stabbed into them, and they're just feeling what the. And then it's next to 7 of Wands, which is, you know what, I'm going to fight this. I'm going to, like, literally interesting that they're getting the fighting card out, which is not a bad thing for them, but it is going to be, if it's how difficult this journey is going to be, it's going to feel like they're fighting for their lives. They're fighting for their work, their jobs, their everything, and they're feeling like they're at the end of something, being that's 10 of Swords, nightmarish kind of a journey. 10 of Swords often has that feeling of waking up from nightmares. And then we have the 5 of Cups, which is looking constantly at what we don't have. Sorry, I'll pull it up to the camera a bit. It might be a bit easier for you guys to see if that glare doesn't stop it. 5 of Cups, literally looking down. The 5 of Cups in the other traditional is represented by somebody looking through a window where there's something happening and they're all warm inside, and they're outside feeling like they're one of the outsiders, and they can't see these cups that have been presented to them, which are the two up here, because they're just feeling terribly miserable about everything that's happening to them in the past. So that's a definite difficult journey, I would say, with those three cards that are coming out. The storm is being highlighted here as well with the Ten of Swords, the storm, and her heart's been stabbed again. See, with the card of what will happen next. But it's but sometimes when we get stabbed somewhere, that's when it can have the chance, we can have the chance to actually awaken from that, because it hurts so much that you don't want to keep going down the same path as what you're going. So, but to say that, then if they're just going to keep on fighting, fighting for their rights, fighting for this, fighting for that, constantly, it's going to feel like a battle, and then they're going to feel exhausted. See, this lady here on the Five of Cups is exhausted. And they're also highlighting that it's swords, wands, and cups. So it's on every area. The mind is the swords, the wands is the action, the physical body, and the cups is the heart. So they're bringing that up as well. And it's going down 10, 7, 5. So they're going down in the numbers and feeling more and more repressed about their journey. So interesting that those cards came out for their journey, how difficult their journey will be. Are there any surprises for them? Which deck shall I take next? Hey guys, are there any surprises for them? Let's get the traditional tarot. Excuse me, I just need a cup of tea. Okay. Oh, that one just fell out. We'll put that one up here, and we have that underneath. And that, no way. So 3 cards just fell out then from the top. I think I'll take those. I didn't even hardly shuffle. Are there any surprises? So here we have a surprise, but it's because it's the Knave of Pentacles. It's an offering of some kind, but it's in reverse. So the offering or the surprise might end up not really feeling like a surprise after all, which is interesting to note that we had at the beginning the celebrations card followed with the alone cards. So yeah, the Knave of, I'm really not surprised with any of these cards falling out. The Knave of Pentacles is like an offering of somebody who's giving some sort of gift, but it's almost like what do they call that? You know, when you give something to somebody and then you take it back. I can't quite remember that. I'm just seeing if I can get this camera in focus. It's a bit glaring too with these because these are holographic tarot cards, followed by the Fool. So a surprise could be that they feel like they are on the edge of, oh, I never even saw this in the Fool's card before, but gosh, I wish that would show up for you. It's just that it's probably because they're really glary. I might not be able to use these cards in this. But there's actually a volcano in the background here. Sorry about the blur, guys. And he's like walking towards the volcano that's erupting in the background, and I never noticed that about the Fool's card on this deck before. There is a loyal friend over here that's barking in the distance. It's trying to tell him, I wish I could show you, trying to tell him that there's some warning system happening, but he's oblivious. He's oblivious, and he's just walking off the cliff. That can be a good thing in some accounts, because when we walk from our heart, see, he's holding on to a rose. When we walk from our heart and we take a leap of faith, we do end up landing softly. But when we are walking from, somebody else has to save me, I need somebody else to control me, I need all of this help, then it can end up that he ends up in the fiery pit of a volcano in the background there. Another surprise is that they might feel like they're carrying a much heavier load than what they thought. So we've got the 10 of Wands here. And this is a man carrying this heavy load. And there's somebody in the background working very hard. So they they might feel like they're working and not really quite getting anywhere. They're just carrying all this heavy load, but another 10, right? So always the chance to move forward from that. There's always a chance with any of these, anyone to change their mind at any given time. What does the future hold? We'll put those holographic cards aside because it's not really working. What does the future hold? Let's get the great big 2 decks that I have that I put together here. These ones are a bit tougher to come out, so hopefully they cooperate. What does the future hold for those that just follow the controlled narrative? Controlled narrative. What does the future hold for those that carry? Sorry. What does the future hold for those that go through? Oh, we've got 3. Trying to catch my words here and didn't even realize we had 3. Okay, so we have the future. Oh, interesting. You know what? The future is showing up as not so bad. See, all of this might end up sparking them to awaken, because we have the 10, and this is saying Snow White and her animal friends. You inspire trust and confidence. You inspire trust and confidence. She's looking a little sad there, though, isn't she? But the animal friends inspire trust and confidence. So looking out in the outside world would inspire trust and confidence in them. Just let me feel into this a bit. You inspire trust and confidence, and it's followed with the mermaid in the koi pond. Rediscover your individuality, become the dragon. Yeah, like really, I think that this is going to be a wake-up call for them. There's probably going to be more that come that actually awaken than you really think. The mermaid in the koi pond, rediscover your individuality and become that dragon, like really starting to become the power of who they are in the end. They might be pushed to their limit. They might feel like they're dragging their feet, and they might feel like they've been stabbed in the heart, and all of that sort of thing, false celebrations. But in the end, there's still an ounce of looking outside themselves with this. You inspire trust and confidence, and that looking at the friends around them. So it could be that friends around them will inspire trust and confidence in them instead of those that are controlling them. So they see that within the friends that are coming up around them, and then they start to go, hang on a sec, how come you can feel good about yourself and I'm still feeling miserable in the middle here? So I'm inspired with this trust and confidence in myself to start to reawaken the dragon within myself, or the power within myself. And then the last card that came out was the little Owen, wisdom as light as a feather. There's a saying, something about being as light as a feather to be able to cross the threshold. And I always see this owl as like an ancient ancestor of some sort that's awakening within the people that are going to be completely controlled. I do believe that in the future, even they will have this understanding that the path that they took was a lot more difficult, but it's going to actually gift them the awareness and the wisdom in the end to awaken. And isn't that a beautiful thing? I love that ending, because I would rather see as many people as possible taking their power back. So that was their reading, and now we're going to go into the opposite of their reading, and those that are creating their own path and what is to come up for them. So we'll close this chapter of these guys. Put them, I'm going to have to shuffle them back in. We've got this deck. Yeah, if you like this layout, guys, just yell out. If you want me my face back, and I can do that too. You know, in the end, it's my choice, obviously, but I do like to hear what you guys think, what you feel, and if you're watching this later on, yeah, just leave a comment. Let's see if we can split these cards out too. Okay, here we go again. So those that are creating their own path, what will happen next? I'll have a cup of tea first. A sip of my tea. Those that are creating their own path, please tell me their story. Those that are creating their own path, what will happen next? Those that are learnt to create their own path, or learning or learnt on that trajectory of creating their own path, what will happen next? What will happen next? What will happen next to those that are creating their own path? What will happen next? Please tell us their story. What will happen next? Okay, so we have 3 cards that jumped out here. Okay, interesting. So we have transformation. Oh, it's actually, yeah, see, it's the glare on those other cards that it doesn't, the camera doesn't work as well. A transformation card for what will happen next. A massive transformation. We're in the middle of a big shift at the moment of figuring out who we are. Like this person in the middle, absolutely like a void, going into the void of oneself, and all of this power of the angel feathers, and like, just to me, this represents power coming off the person that is now sitting in this no man's land, but he has every sort of thing at his command. He has all of these different things in different hands, like more hands than normal, obviously, and like a very goddess figure developing here. I'm tapping into Mother Earth. Oh, I didn't even realize that when that hand is actually touching the lips of Mother Earth, there's a face here, if you can see that. And I actually thought it was lightning, but it's actually a face here. And so this transformation is tapping into Mother Earth, holding the rose, the lotus leaf, the sword of truth, all of these things. And also the chains on both sides. So they're chained still to something that's still making them feel a little bit limited on both sides of their hemispheres of their brain. But they have all of these tools to be able to use to inspire themselves to gain that phoenix kind of energy and create something new. So that's really cool. And then that is followed with the next card that came out was the moment to moment card. So this is literally those that are learning to create their own path and learning to live in the moment. And each moment, each step that this beautiful figure here takes has a different feeling to it, but to really feel into those feelings as you take another step, let go of the feeling that you had, even if it was feeling, you know, really good or not really good or whatever. Just keep on letting go of all of those feelings in the past. Don't hold on to any of them, and just keep on dancing. Like this figure is also dancing. It reminds me of a dream that I had of meeting Mother Earth, and she was wounded, and then she told me, don't worry about my wound. Don't worry about the rubbish all on earth. Don't worry about any of that. The most important thing is for you to dance your way through this, because that brings you up into a higher energy, and then you're more present with yourself, and then you start to realign with my higher frequencies. And so you're not seeing the wounds anymore as wounds. You're seeing them as a lesson for myself. And it's interesting to know, I've never noticed this either, these buildings that are in the background here in the rainbow color. Like this person is actually dancing through the rainbow, where in the other, for those that have been controlled, they had this rainbow, just a glimmer of it around their heart. So this person's actually found the rainbow outside of them, and the buildings, the logical mindset is fading in the background. It's not so dominant, but it's still there because it's necessary for readjustment into a new world, right? And building blocks for a new world. So really interesting for that card. Then we have underneath this, the morality card. So the morality card is trying to figure out what's the original program, and what's the program pulled over our eyes that keep us in a limited consciousness. So morality to me is like you do, it looks like a very religious card, right? It's very much in the mind, but it's delving into figuring out what side is going to feel like it's still attached to somebody else's program that told us what we were all about, and then, you know, causing us to live a life that's fixated on that program. Or what do we actually need to release, and what is the true program behind the morality that's been pulled over our eyes? I think that some of us might get lost in some of the programs that we kind of like go along with it and go, yeah, but that's who I am authentically. And you might get lost in that. And then all of a sudden you'll go, oh, hang on a sec. The more I live in the moment, the more I realize, oh, that's not actually a natural program. That was a program that someone pulled over my ancestors and pulled over my eyes and taught me when I was at school and told me that this is the only way to go. And then the breaking up of that. But depending on who you are and what you're going through, you might still be fixated in some of the programs that are holding you hostage as a limited person. But it might be highlighted, being that this card actually fell out for you. So how difficult will the journey be? I'll choose this same deck. How difficult will the journey be? I won't do the holographic cards because I think they're a bit hard for the camera to pick up. How difficult will this journey be? How difficult will it be for those that are learning to create their own path? How difficult will it be for those that are learning to create their own path, please? I don't know whether to take those because it's, well, 4 have fallen out. 3 have fallen out. I probably would have taken them. We'll start again, right? Because they are slippery. How difficult will this journey be for those that are learning to create or are creating their own path? How difficult will it be? I've got one that's going to come out. How difficult will it be? How difficult will it be for those that are learning to create their own path? Okay, we've got 3, so we'll take those 3. What have we got here? We've got the 9 of Wands, so it can be quite obviously quite a challenge here. Let's see if that actually... Come on, camera, do nice for me. Okay, whatever. It likes the Osho cards, that's for sure. It's not going to... it doesn't matter. We'll just carry on. I'll hold it back here. You can see it a little bit clearer. The Nine of Wands. So the Nine of Wands is it's been a challenge, but you're coming to the end. So it definitely is a challenge, because there's all these wands that you've been working through, all this action that you've been doing, all of this. It's kind of like hard yards, and going, wow, I'm standing here with this wand. It's starting to grow. Some new leaves up this wand, like something new's coming up, something that they're creating is coming. It's flourishing a little bit here, but it could feel like you're not really getting anywhere, but a lot of hard work. And so, but you can maybe see just little glimmers of things starting to spark into your reality. Sometimes it is because of the perception of what you hold on your reality as to whether you've actually making it or not. And then next comes the Empress. So the Empress card is somebody, she's very fulfilled. She understands, like, and that literally, it's interesting that this comes out next to transformation, right? And that this comes out, living in the moment, comes out with the Empress card. So when we're living in the moment, we might be feeling more like, oh my gosh, I've got it now. I understand who I am. I'm an amazing person. I've got this. This is my power. I found my power. I understand who I am, and I'm ready to nurture others because I've nurtured myself fully. There's a messenger behind her as the dove comes in, so she has an awareness of the spirit world, and yet she's grounded with that. I don't know what they call this. I'll just call it a large wand that's like a staff or some sort of thing. There is an actual name for these ones that have the ball on the top. And that's connected to the ground. So she's grounded with all of this as well. And we have the fruits of her labor coming out here. So little bits of wheat, something being inspired of her creation that she's creating as well. Then we have the Three of Pentacles in reverse. So Three of Pentacles upright as, oh my gosh, we're getting our, he's literally creating. He's got a palette in his hand. Oh, I really wish you guys could see that. There, that's a bit better. He's got a palette in his hand, and he's learning to paint his own picture and create his own reality. And there's onlookers looking there, and they're also there to help and to guide and to readjust and learn and all that sort of stuff. But because it's come out in reverse, I'm feeling like this difficulty could be that, well, okay, I feel like I'm constantly learning to recreate. And am I ever going to get to that point where I'm actually getting it right, where this is turning into something that's working for me, and that I'm going to see the rewards, these Three Pentacles in the background, and I'm going to see these rewards coming my way. Yeah, so he's got a lot of paintbrushes down by his feet as well, so he can put that paintbrush down and go, you know what, that one's not working, I'll try another one. So there's a lot of trying and retrying and redeveloping and all of that sort of thing. He can also turn around to the monk and the beautiful goddess in the hood. This is a female figure in the red. The feminine side, the masculine side, he could reach for each of those and find their advice, but initially he has to take his own advice. But it might feel, because it was in reverse, and this is to do with how difficult is it going to be, that path might feel a little difficult, that you're not actually getting what you've wished for, or the picture's looking different than what you thought, or you're moving forward and you're getting some rewards, you're seeing some flowers being painted, but it's a little bit different than what you thought, or something like that. So that's what I'm feeling off that card. Let's stick to the Osho, right? I do have these brand new cards over here too, which I might use as well. maybe we'll use them for the future. Are there any surprises? Are there any surprises for those that are creating their own, learning to create their own path? Are there any surprises? Hi to everyone in the chat bar, by the way. I kind of get carried away with these readings and I forget about the chat bar. Good to see you all in there, and just lovely to have your energy as part of this as well. Okay, those that are learning to create their own path, are there any surprises? I'm feeling like this reading is going to be a surprise. Are there any surprises, please, for those that are learning to create their own path? Are there any surprises for those that are learning to create their own path, please? I'm going to take those ones. I don't know why I didn't take those ones. Okay, we're taking that one. Okay, I should have taken those ones. Never mind. One of them was postponement. So that is interesting. Let's just hold that in our heads anyway. But I didn't. So interesting that I didn't take the postponement card. There could be something in that. I'm going to just sit with that feeling. Are there any surprises? I can't believe what just turned up, actually. You guys are going to laugh your head off. Are there any surprises? Are there any surprises, please, for those that are learning to create their own path? Any surprises? Any surprises? Okay, so we have the patience card came out first. I told you you'd laugh. Patience card, right? Okay, so one of the surprises is, yes, we do have to wait for divine timing. Divine timing in a retrospect is when we have understood and mastered ourselves enough for our outside world to catch up with us, and we start to see something coming in. But we have to be patient. And then remember, I said that the card flipped out. There was two that flipped out. I can't remember the other one, but it was postponement. And that could be a surprise as well, which you know what? I personally don't want to see the postponement card. And that could be why I didn't take it. So I'm going to be real with this reading, because postponement to me means, damn, I have to wait even longer. I have to postpone something before it actually flourishes and that sort of thing. We're still in this waiting game. But then patience had already flung out anyway. So hello. But when you feel you have to withhold, you might have to withhold something and just wait for it to feel right before you take that plunge, because you're aligning with not only yourself, your source, the source of who you are, to create a new path, but you're also aligning with the outside world and others, and how prepared are they and all of that sort of stuff. It does come from you first, but sometimes we need a lapse or a waiting period to readjust ourselves and figure out how we're going to actually move forward and that sort of thing. The other cool card that came out, are there any surprises, was success. So we are going to see some success. So that's going to be a surprise. And maybe the universe is going to actually offer you a gift and reward to all of the shadow work and the work that you've done, and the fact that you're actually on the right path to keep you on the path that you're going. A gift handed by the universe to feel like you actually are succeeding, and that you are riding the tiger of success now. You're taking in, look at all this falling onto this person, all coming from the sky, coming from the ether, coming from above. And he's not even concerned about the fact that, where he's going next. He's just enjoying that present moment. But they're also saying to me with this card, because it is in line with moment to moment and the Empress. They're also saying to me that it might just remember that when the success comes, that to live in the moment and let it go and move into the next scenario as you go along, because it's another adventure waiting for you, and it could be a different feeling that's coming. Then we have with this line here, participation. But it was in reverse. So one of the surprises that might come up for us that are going on, learning to create our own journey, is that we know we want to unify. We know we want to bring in other people, but it might be that you have a go at it, and then you're trying to figure out who's right to join with you and who's not, and to let go of those that aren't, or at least say to yourself, I'm strong enough to say no, and I'm strong enough to say yes, that sort of thing. So it could be that the first try that you try to join hands with somebody, you turn around and go, hang on a sec, I have to withdraw this offer because I need to make sure absolutely that this is the right vibration for me. And so, yeah, pulling back and forth like that might be one of the surprises coming up for you. I hope you guys love these readings as well. They're a bit different. I'm just being guided by my guides on to do this. So I just will do this. Don't forget, I also channel on Tuesday. So if anyone wants to see me on Tuesday, I do a live channeling, and it's just straight channeling. And at the end, if there's any time, I sometimes do free readings for those in the chat bar as well. And also tonight, I think we're going live with UFO, being interviewed by UFO Down Under. So that's going to be an interesting chat. I'll see if I can. I haven't got the link for it yet, but as soon as I do get the link, I'll pass it on to you guys as well, maybe in my community chat. So yeah, I'm getting interviewed tonight at 7:30 Australian time, so that's AEST time, Brisbane time. And don't forget, I also do one-on-one readings if anyone wants a reading as well. I'm going to try these cards. What does the future hold for those that are learning to create their own path? These are called the Starseed packs. So I really like these. I've just got them though, so they're brand new, and I haven't even really looked through them much. Just looked at them a couple of times, a couple of cards, sorry. But we'll see. For some reason, I feel like this is the right pack to pick for. What does the future hold for those that are learning to create their own reality, please? What does the future hold for those that are learning to create their own reality? Thank you. What does the future hold for those that are learning to create their own reality, please? What does the future hold for those that are learning to create their own reality? What does the future hold for those that are learning to create their own reality, please? What does the future hold? Sorry. What does the future hold for those who are learning to create their own reality? I'll do one more shuffle. What does the future... It's like one more wants to come out, but it didn't quite jump. What does the future hold? One more card, please. One more card, please. I'm going to take that top one. I don't know what it is, but I'll take that top one. No, I'll take that. You know what? I'm going to take all three. Sorry. I'm going to take all three. So we've got 5 cards. Just got that feeling. I don't want to put them away. Okay, so the first card that came up is called the messenger, bringing harmony and balance. So the future is that you are the future. You are the ones that will be the messengers for those that are coming up in the end, that are coming up the ranks. So you become the one, you are the one that holds the information to help balance and bring harmony to the rest of the world. Let's see if this will adjust for me. Please adjust. Please be nice and adjust. Okay. No, not going to. Always if there's a glare, my camera doesn't like it. But it's got a lot of like, it's like of a silhouette of a person that's holding the universe. He's holding his hands out like that, and he's got like the universe within him. And he's facing off with these rocks, these kind of crystallized rocks that are in the front here. So that, and then this card came out, the breath of cosmos, my will to thy will, micromanaging the universe. So the future could be that you're literally not only creating a new world, you're creating a new universe for those that are coming up, and what that universe looks like, and what we're bringing in, what we're allowing to bring in, who we're allowing to talk to, communicate to, because this person has a breath. It's like a galaxy up the top here. Sorry that it's blurry, and this might not work. I might have to go back to my original way of doing things with this blurriness. But anyway, we'll carry on. The galaxy, and then it's like a breath that she's breathing another galaxy over here. So I really feel with this card, though, it's more to do with us creating from the inside out who we want to communicate as in the universe, like those that are coming forth, the other ETs and aliens, off-planet beings, benevolent beings. Who do we want to bring in? Who do we not? And they're giving me this feeling of, with this participation card, they're giving me this feeling of, when you find your soul tribe that's grounded here, then you are going to trust yourself, finding, communicating and talking more to otherworldly beings as well, because you know when to put up your boundaries and when not to, you know, when to say, when you have the capacity to be able to say no. So this is all to do with the future. Wait, it's not time yet. Things have been woven. You're kidding me. Even in the future, we've still got the patience card of waiting. So there's quite a bit of waiting still to come for those that are doing this work. But they're showing me, bring it to self-awareness of you and your own stability of your own family. See what you can create within your own home dynamics. Allowing what people to come in and what not, just in a smaller circle. That will expand out as you go along. So even though there's a waiting period of you just want everything, like you want to be able to step out of the door of your house, you know, your doors, the door, front door, sorry, of your house. You want to like just, everybody is all happy and it's all just roses and beautiful and helping each other, and you know, we're living off the grid and living with Mother Earth and all of that sort of stuff. It's still, we're still, just be patient with all of this, because we have a concept in ourselves of what we want our perceived world to be like, but it's still got to develop as we go along. And we've only just started with the transformation card. We're in the thick of transforming ourselves, then we're transforming our families, and our dynamics of who we allow in and who we don't, immediate people that come into our world, and then our homes, and then it bleeds out to our neighbors and so forth. So there is still that waiting. We also have karmic relationships, Orion energy, polarity, soul growth, and conflict. So because of this waiting card, And we have the Breath of Cosmos and the Messenger card. So we're definitely delving into some of our gifts there. Karmic relationships and soul growth, with the Weight card, would be that, oh my gosh, it's literally bringing up that same message before that was about allowing certain people in and not, because we're figuring out who our soul family is. And then we have activated earth, power places, ley lines, trust where you are led. So that once we start to recognize that things happen in a divine timing of our own self, figuring out who our soul family is and what our soul is, and allowing the divine timing to happen, we will then maybe pulled to a certain location, because this is activated earth, power places, ley lines, trust where you are reled. So you might end up being positioned somewhere else. It could be physically, or it could be within your own psyche of a new perception. I've got that at the beginning with this card here, the Nine of Wands. Perceiving things in a new way, even though everything seems the same. Once you get a higher perspective or an observing perspective, because you've cleared a lot of your own karmic backlash and stuff like that, then you start to see your world in a totally new light. So you approach it in a new way, even though it hasn't actually changed, or you haven't changed location, but it actually, because the shift happened within you, you figure out a lot more about your world from this different observational point, this different perspective. And that actually allows you to, because you see it from through a different lens, through the lens of the heart, and through the lens of acceptance, and accepting even the divine timing of everything, that you are not afraid then to move on with your reality, move into something new. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. Wow. Okay. I have no idea what the time is, because I really got sucked into that reading. We're probably nearing the end. I am trying to read. Sorry, Jamie, I'll just bring the computer a bit forward so that I can actually read your Janine. The camera angle and the backlighting from the window. Oh, okay, thanks. Do you have a tripod? Yes, I am on a tripod. Pull the curtain so the lighting is even. Yeah, I've got the curtain pulled. And it is on a tripod, but I don't know, my camera might need a new camera or something like that, because I was using my Mac computer camera up till now, and this is just a camera that I pulled out of the cupboard, so it might be a little bit not so good. But thank you so much for helping me out, and I might have another crack at it. 52 minutes, Liz. You know what? I'll pack these cards up, and I might just do a very quick general for the moment with the tarots for us. So we'll end that there, but I'll just do a quick general for the moment, and I'll use this pack here and just see where our energies are right here, right now, for those that are viewing. So I hope you enjoyed that. That was a bit different. And I will see what my guides bring up for next Thursday for another reading of the big questions. But at the moment, let me just focus on right here, right now. Any messages coming for right here, right now, please? Messages coming for right here, right now. For those that are watching, please. Is there any messages right here, right now? I want to fly out. I'm getting a little bit sticky because it's a little bit warm and humid in here. That one there. Okay, well, we'll at least take that anyway. Oh, actually, there was 2 cards that came out, so that's pretty cool. Right here, right now, you are rare and free. There are not many like you. Oh, it's going to show the camera on. You are rare and free. There's not many like you. Wow, coming into our authenticity just that little bit more. They're telling me step by step we're coming into our authenticity. This is almost a feeling to me like a hermit stage within ourselves of, oh my God, I'm starting to see the light within myself and the power of who I am, but I haven't actually put it to practice yet. And they're saying that's why a lot of waiting cards came out, even for the future of those that are creating their own path, because there's a lot of divine timing and aspects, but they want you to enjoy each moment, living moment to moment as you go along, because this will never happen again. This time here right now is an absolutely blessing to be here for a soul, because the soul in its capacity to learn and grow while it's in a physical body, and being that you are human and you have all these limited mindsets, and then all of a sudden expanding into all these new perspectives of life and yourself, is going to end up bringing out so much more for you. And that for your soul's going to be going, whoa, never thought I'd ever experience a feeling like that. Kind of like somebody who just automatically wins the lottery, and all of a sudden that feeling of, wow, I feel so euphoric within myself, and you wouldn't even need to win the lottery, because you're literally figuring out little neuron path by neuron path and awakening your DNA, the power of who you are, that you could just tap in and bring abundance to you anyway, or allow your life to flow in a way that you have a strong supportive nature about yourself, that you allow certain people in and certain people not, and you're not dilly-dallying anymore about who you are. You're becoming that rare, free, authentic person. So that's really beautiful for right here, right now. But they said there's still layers upon layers to be lifted for that in itself. Yeah, and then we've got next to that, but it was in reverse, upside down. Life is brief, bright, beautiful, and yours to live. Mortality. So this could be coming in for some of us, mortality. Like she's literally holding her third eye. And life is brief, bright, beautiful, and yours to live. Wow. There's a moment here. There's a moment here, guys, that you can tap into a feeling of heaven on, or utopia on earth within your own self. And it's like a glimpse into what you're creating. And I really feel with these cards, a gift is on the horizon. Because of that, the universe will be gifting those that have done the work. Don't grasp for anything. Don't try to make anything happen. Don't search for anything. Just be really, really present within yourself. See how special you are. That's the more important message at this moment, is to see how special you are. So that's really cool. Anyway, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And I hope that you love this reading. Thank you, Liz, for reminding about the likes. I do forget to say that sometimes. And I will definitely be seeing you on Tuesday and next Thursday. I am working on these new classes that I'm going to teach you how my guides taught me to channel. So the classes that I'm going to bring out, they're going to be like in modules, and I'm going to make it very like not too expensive if you want to purchase them, because I want it to be for everyone that's, if they want to learn how to channel. And it's a lot of, most of it is all to do with how my guides taught me to channel, and I actually have them channeling through me as well in it. So a lot of information in that, because they taught me how to clear my mind and learned how to have a stronger connection to my soul and to them to be able to channel. That took years, like 20 years. There's a lot of information that goes into those classes. So until next time, guys, I love you. And I think I'll go back to my other, I'm not sure if I'll carry this on unless you guys go, no, please carry it on this way. And I'll see if I can fix my camera. I don't know if I can though. Sorry about the blurriness. Love you guys heaps. Until next time, bye.